But we are live now.
Excellent.
Hey, we
Part 13.
I believe it's been 13 parts already.
Yep,
It feels like we started yesterday.
right.
Or
Except though it feels like it's been going on forever because this is a horrible fucking storm.
Well, think of it this way, we are 57% of the way through it.
That's all.
not gonna lie, I'm kind of gonna miss the story once it's all over.
Well,
Like
what was that, Raptor?
the Stockholm syndrome. I'm gonna miss the story when we finish it because it's because of Stockholm syndrome something.
Yep.
Report.
Hello, Cobe.
What of
Reporting
Cove?
live from the worst country ever, Canada. You got anyone there
Ew,
with you, Cobe?
Canada. Queen.
And do you know where that person may be from? Hello, Cameron. And on the screen right now is Cricket's latest amazing piece of artwork with Raptor in his fallout shelter.
Good old washing machine.
Uh, yeah, the washing machine goes weak. Yeah, it gives me the opportunity to
I'm here with Tsuki from Horror Island, Jesus.
That was the video that he showed me.
Video.
Uh, just some athlete, like some woman's about to interview me, just goes, "Shut up! I'm reporting from the worst country in the world, Canada, and with me is Tits McGee from Horror Island." All right, link is out. Hello, Mike.
hey, Mike.
Yeah, we've had brilliant beginnings both today and yesterday. Yesterday with some some fat bitch just lying on the ground.
Uh-huh.
Hello, Baccarat. I won't be very active, chat, because I'm playing Minecraft with a few friends, but I will be listening and suffering along with.
Brown bricks in Minecraft. I love building brown bricks in Minecraft. It is the most fun anyone can have. My deduction skills tell me that anyone who plays Minecraft quite possibly never had sex.
Possible.
Do you know what I'm referencing?
No,
Just, you never seen Inspector Gadget plays Minecraft?
I have not.
Okay,
Are you ready
okay,
to
we're gonna watch
start?
that.
Let's give it another minute.
Oh,
Alright.
okay, we're gonna watch that at the end of the stream because you need to see this.
All right.
It needs to be seen. You believe it.
Hello, Rudy.
Hello, Rudy.
Hello, Woody. Thank you for checking in on us. Your guidance helps us through this pain. Thank you.
Chapter 18. How many chapters are there? Like, we know how many pages, but
That's a good question.
Just checking in there.
Don't watch Inspector Gadget plays Minecraft, Manny. What?
There are 28 chapters.
Huh?
28 chapters.
28?
Yeah.
Well, that's 10 more.
And Woody, I know you're my friend, or anything, but we need to show Manny this epic, funny, random XD low clip because it's very epic, random, and low XD. It's and I mean, the moment I watched it, I felt like my whole world changed.
Hey Raptor, just make sure your mic is plugged in all the way and all that stuff. I don't know how it sounds in the stream, but over on our end, you kind of sound like your voice keeps cracking, and not in like a normal voice kind of way. It's just the audio.
The main character lives in a pineapple. How did he obtain this house? Odd.
Yeah. Let me just check out some settings first.
And hopefully that won't be a problem. Oh god, reverb.
Okay, back to just cracked vocals.
Stop. It still sounds the same.
Yeah.
Ooh, yeah.
It's because I have my outside.
What was that, Raptor?
Because my AC's on because it's hot outside.
Oh yeah, that could be.
Well, should we get started?
So you know what to do, Raptor.
Okay, yeah. Is it better now?
Yes.
Yeah. I was gonna say
Okay.
Just take off your clothes, put on a towel, turn it into sauna stream.
Let's get back to chapter.
So chapter 18. Oh boy.
And last time?
Last time, Theresa found out that someone was suing her for ruining the economy. So instead of going through it like a normal adult, a sane person.
Oh yeah, she cursed
Yeah,
someone who was just trying to do her job.
Yeah, she cursed the lawyer, not the person's actually suing her, the person's lawyers.
He inflicted the curse, yame ha.
And she literally said, "Now no one is safe from me."
Oh yeah, it was terrifying.
Yeah. In defiance of Allah, the grandfather turns himself into a barrel. It's not funny. It's paganism. You're too hot, Raptor, just get the washing machine on the cold cycle.
All right, let's do this.
It's better.
Yeah, just good enough. And actually, because of last week's subject, I am going to minimize the awesome drawing from Cricket there. So you can see, yeah, the Eye of Sauron, basically Theresa. Okay, so chapter 18. Oh, and it starts off with the most accurate line. Did I know what I was doing? Heck no!
No.
I admit it. I was just an 18-year-old kid who tried to accommodate people's needs. Okay.
To
So,
accommodate your own needs.
yeah, up until now, you're called a woman. But now that you're screwing everything up, I'm just a kid. I didn't know what it would lead to. That's why you shouldn't have done it. Mr. Parker told me you can't do something right the first time you do it. Oh, he's wrong. There are a lot of things you can do right the first time. Any change in routine is sure to cause problems every single time. There are no exceptions.
Yeah, there are.
Yeah. Only a Sith deals in absolutes. Yeah, well, not doing something can be a mistake too. Stop writing like that. 4 men sent by Ambassador Fox arrived at the Parker estate. I was amused as they introduced themselves as Bob, Jack, Harry, and Chuck. Why? These were
Why?
probably all fake names. Why do you think they're fake names?
They're very
You
common
think there's no
names.
Bob in the
Yeah.
world? With
I mean,
Jax
I would
or Harry?
understand using fake names with her so she can't, curse them and terrorize them. But otherwise, there's no reason to think. Okay.
Oh, by the way, guys, my cat's. Please say hi to him. Just want to get that out there.
What's that?
My cat's here.
Oh, hello, Milo.
Hi, Milo. Good boy.
And I think that's you, Ken.
I get it. Get what? You guys work on the Thanksgiving Day Parade Organizing Committee.
Yeah, the Thanksgiving Day
That is
parade
so
in England.
funny, Teresa. You're
It's
so
meant to
funny.
be a joke.
Oh.
I know it's a horrible joke.
That's so funny. That is very funny. I laugh at the funny joke
Right.
Teresa made as the strong, independent woman. I guess.
Okay, when we read these guys, let's not do any voices, because they're just normal people and they're interacting with a freak.
Hmm.
How did you guess? Laughed Bob, who was the leader of the jovial diplomat. Bob did all the talking for this group, and he might as well have been talking about the philosophical theories of the Three Stooges for all the lightness of his speech. Did this clown really work for the CIA? He had to be faking his demeanor.
God forbid he just be a chipper guy.
Hello, Gemma. It's me. Time for the party to start. Don't let me say this again.
Hi, Gemma.
All right, let's immortalize that moment there. Uh, First thing we need to know is if you can find any particular person you want after you've grounded him.
Oh, yeah. I had it set up like that. The lawyers might have tried to trick me by saying they needed an ambulance. What? What if that's just an accurate complaint? I need to look at the person quickly to see if he really needed an ambulance. Then, if I did turn off the grounding and turned it on again, I'd have to look at the person to make sure he wasn't in an airplane.
Christ. Oh boy, what would happen then?
Hal would stop the plane instantly. The passengers would be crushed like applesauce.
I'm sorry, what? So she's just talking about fucking murdering people. Straight up.
Yep.
Ouch. Cancel my reservation. Bob would be a
He will, everybody. She's a hero.
Bob would be a little tiring after a while. Look who's talking.
It's funny because you have the power to kill people instantly. You're so funny, Teresa.
How can you find the person if his grounding has been turned off?
Each person has a number. Once I tag him, Hal will always keep track of him grounded or not. Why does it matter if I can find a person again? Because it's concerning to literally everyone in the world.
Yeah, and tell us, Teresa, how do these people have numbers? Are they tattooed on their wrists? Lemon grabs voice. Hugs for all. No, back off. People get away from me. You die, channeling Toby there.
Hug.
Hugs Jim.
I genuinely cool
Rudy,
hug.
did you just show compassion for that female? You a simp. Stop your simping. People can need an ambulance and there not be any outward signs. Yeah, exactly. Hello, Mr. Shadier. What's going on? Teresa is just straight up admitting that she can find anyone she wants and murder them. And that she has numbered everyone in the world.
People turned into applesauce.
President, whichever one nuked her, was completely justified. Yep.
Yeah, I miss that president. If you can do that, you can use one terrorist to find many others.
Sorry, hang on.
No problem.
I didn't think of that. Maybe
Like,
we shouldn't ground them right away. Just tag them and see where they go.
yeah, no shit, you didn't think of that. All you thought of was personal revenge. Larasco, hello. Glad to see you again. It's been a while.
Welcome back,
I
Velasco.
missed the lawsuit
You
debacle.
missed you.
Yeah. Oh,
You
whew.
missed Theresa being evil and scary
Please go back and watch it,
and
though.
acting like
Yes, please. It's
We are whores for views.
and while you're at it, please stream to all your friends.
Your mic's going again there,
Mom.
Raptor.
Suggest them to your moms. Suggest them to your dad. Suggest them to your grandma. Suggest them to your grandpa, your cousins, your nephews, your nieces, your
Still doing it.
non-binary cousins. All of them.
There we go.
Well, just please.
Yep.
A small views. Please. Which we need the money. The mafia's gonna cut off our legs if we don't pay them by the end of the month.
oh, you heard it, folks. Save us from the mafia. Save our legs.
I like this. I didn't know what I was doing. 2 minutes later. What's wrong if I track anyone in the world I wish and enact my own brand of justice on them?
Yeah.
Kenzie, can you please say yes? Number 10. Are you simping?
Still don't know what the hell's going on in the story. Now I'm too afraid to ask. Well, it's like I told you last week, Gemma. Teresa has literally gone mad with power and is now just happily saying, "I can kill anyone I want at any time." Take me to your beep boop M good. All right.
That was the part where I stopped trying to give the book the benefit of the doubt and started outright to. Really? That was the part? Oh, we gave up from the first chapter.
Yeah. Oh,
God
hello,
damn,
Bagel.
Lorasco, you saint!
Glad to see you here.
Bagel?
Finally made it to one of these in a while. Yeah, so glad to have you with us. King.
Hey, Bagel, good to see you here.
Yeah, yes, Mr. Shadier, she did
It's
say
like
that, and she actually also said, "I can find them all now. No one is safe from me."
Yeah, guys, please go back and watch last week's episode. It is aside from the fact that we are horse for views,
Yeah, it's
it
just
really was a doozy.
yeah. You gotta hear it for yourselves.
makes me
All right.
miss the other chapters when it was just Teresa's so perfect, you guys. Did you see the baseball game?
Yeah.
She was so perfect, I'd say. She was cute as heck as a 10-year-old. She was
Okay. It
she
depends
was
on the
good.
place you find them. In the Middle East, we want them to lead us to others. In an Afghan training camp, Afghanistan's in the Middle East. We just ground everybody except somebody who looks like he's visiting. Will lead us to the others.
I get it.
I don't. We got down to work. Bob would show me maps of places where intelligence said there were terrorists. I'd memorize the maps as well as I could, then switched my black and white vision to find the location. I gave descriptions. Okay, and I'll explain for anyone. Her black and white vision is when she covers her eyes with her hands and sees any point in the world that she thinks of in black and white.
She's basically astral projecting.
You don't just go from nothing to straight astral projection.
And it didn't. We went through all this bullshit first.
I was putting.
I know.
Then just go with it.
No.
I gave descriptions
We
of what I
can't
saw,
just
and Bob
we
told
can't
me.
just thrive on someone else's jokes,
Bob
Manny.
told me to move left, right, up, or down until I found the target. Sometimes it was a camp in an isolated place. There might be dozens or hundreds of terrorists training there. Yeah, might be. I'd look at tents to find the ones who looked like the leaders. They were tagged, but not grounded right away. They would eventually travel and lead us to other terrorist groups. One strategy was not to ground anybody in the camp for a couple of days. Then, when there was a survivor who'd already left for
Visitor.
I don't care, who left for other locations, he wouldn't realize that he had been found at the same time as the rest of the camp. This way, the terrorists wouldn't know what was going on.
And your audience.
Meeting 3 days a week, the team could find and tag, or tag and ground, 200 or 300 terrorists a week.
Convenient.
2 weeks. The press was filing stories that terrorists were being grounded. Everybody knew it was me. Yeah, you're the only one who could fucking do that. The news brought praise from nearly all politicians in Europe, the Americas, Africa, and Asia.
Drink.
My name was being mentioned for the Nobel Peace Prize. The effectiveness of the program was not yet known. Bombings are often planned months or years ahead. Presumably, at some future time, bombings would decrease in number.
Has Norman Bouton forgot the existence of commas?
Yes.
I'm starting to notice this.
Yes, many times. Oh boy. The effectiveness of the program was not yet known. Bombing. Oh, it's known to us because you're fucking perfect, so it's just going to work. Uh, in the midst of all this, I found time to turn my attention back to the sun, where I raised huge cylinders of gas, destroying the star with a fractional separation of silver. This precious metal was
It's not precious anymore.
was a more practical element for coinage, as it could be made in small coins of low value for everyday exchange in retail stores. People in undeveloped countries where the national currency was of questionable worth would now have a medium of exchange that was accepted everywhere. President Stinson promised that the U.S. Mint would issue silver coins in 20 cents, $1, and $5 denominations with my picture on them in numbers too huge to be absorbed in the American economy.
I'm drinking to that.
The excess would spill over into the third world in the interest of international prosperity and peace.
That's not how that works.
My God. Hashtag deny Theresa coin.
Yes.
Rudy, I wish I could astral project myself into this book and beat up Theresa.
Yes. Also,
all do.
Let's not bring up the fact also that even though silver is a relatively light metal, it's still a lot heavier than carrying around dollar bills. What is this? Like, you're going to go back to medieval times? Everyone's carrying like heavy as fuck coin purses. 20 cents.
Mike points out 20 cents. How is that a useful coin?
It's not.
But again, because Norman Bouton is like, oh, well, it's going to third world countries, surely 20 cents, it might as well be $100 to them.
Even though it's supposed to make everything equal.
What we're saying is Norman Bouton is a racist piece of shit.
Now I'm thinking of Euro trip when they're in like that, or in that third world country, and he like tips the guy at the hotel. He's like, a real nickel? Goes up to his marriage. He's like, you see this? I start my own hotel. I dumped a pile of silver 20 times as large as the Fort Knox gold pile on a British army base. Okay, so that place is destroyed. More would come when needed. The old English trade of silversmith was restored. Oh my God.
That's That's a waste of time.
I'm calling it right now. He read about like silversmithing at the time. It's like, oh, I definitely got to put that in the book. Scrooge McDuck style money bags. If I told you about Jazz Coin, every month you give me $5 and I'll mail you a shiny rock. Someday the rock will be very worthy of money or something.
I know how to invest. I would invest in Jazz Coin.
That would be more valuable than the fucking Theresa coins.
Honestly, Rudy,
All
I'd
the
be
more
more
reason.
down for that. I like shiny rocks.
Give Norman the boot on. I'm sorry, Ellie.
Baby.
Go to Punch Hill, Bagel.
Yes. Bunk.
Love.
Tradesmen bought the silver to make silver tea sets, mugs, and silverware. Why would they make tea sets out of silver?
Because everyone likes tea. Because they're English. Because, well, remember, the old English trade. So they're all English and everyone, tea country.
Even back then,
Because
the cups
they
and saucers
the
were made
stupid
out of
Americans
porcelain.
Oh my god, keep reading, keep reading, keep reading, keep reading.
in the ocean.
Oh my god. Everybody could afford
No, not this.
to have
Even,
a King's
okay, well,
dinner
read
set.
this because I do have something to say about it.
Total sales of my gold and silver.
Oh, no. This line, everybody could afford to have a king's dinner set. It would no longer be worth anything for a king because now everyone could afford it. But anyway, keep reading.
Yeah, well, first, silversmith is not an old trade. People still buy silver jewelry. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Goblin Brain needs shiny rock. Total sales of my gold and silver reached more than $1 billion a week and was climbing fast. This might taper off after a while. Immediately, but in less than a year, I would be richer than some small countries.
No, you. First of all, no, you wouldn't. Now, oh my god, here it is.
Theresa calling Jack. How are you doing with Ginny?
You loser!
Oh.
You are still hung up on that. He is living in your brain rent free. You could just find the cure for cancer, and this guy still wins.
Yeah, and for anyone who's not caught up, Jack appeared several chapters ago.
As her
Was
not boyfriend.
Yeah, Teresa's like, he was my boyfriend. No, they were never actually dating. And when he actually found a girlfriend, she flipped her shit.
And Rudy, I would love to see your gem collection. I am very fascinated with gemstones.
Yeah, see, I'm with background here. Tea sets, silver tea sets. So did Teresa go all white savior on the third world and declare herself symbolically a queen by putting her face on coins? Pretty much. And she has literally started referring to herself as the Empress of the world.
I'm also pretty sure, because she said President Stinson said that they'll print the coins with her face on it. I don't think the president has it's only the president's call to do that.
Yeah. Yeah, that's voted on. Jack living right free in her head since 2020. Well, at this point, it would be more like, like 2014 or something. Remember that Teresa is married? Yeah, her husband, whom she claims to love so much, and she's still talking like this.
Teresa's like 10. She shouldn't be thinking about having. Well, no, she's 18 now.
She's 18 physically.
It was like 10 in the first chapter, and then I
10
think
mentally.
16 in the second, and by chapter 3 or whenever she got nuked, 18. Her boyfriend is Creeps McPasta.
Her not boyfriend. Wait, she's 10. No,
No, she's
she was 10.
18.
Yeah, she's 18. She was 10 at the beginning of the story.
Yeah. When the fox regurgitated hell into her stomach, she was 10.
Yeah, allegedly. Thank you. Now began the most complicated political mess I'd ever get into.
Oh, great. More of this bullshit.
Khaled bin Azad was the charismatic and worldly Secretary General of the Organization of the Petroleum Exporting Countries, OPEC, a cartel of oil-producing countries that met at its Vienna, Austria headquarters to set policies for the safeguarding of member nation interests and stabilization of oil prices from harmful fluctuations.
How much do you want to bet that name Khalid bin Azad, he just found like a Middle Eastern sounding name generator?
With the what?
You just look,
With the fox? What?
he just
Yeah,
looked in the book of an
literally
outdated
code.
textbook on countries and just saw the name and thought, yes, good name. That is a good name.
Yeah, literally at the beginning of the
Khaled
book,
bin Azad.
10-year-old Teresa was playing outside in her back garden.
No, she was reading a book
Who
because she's
cares?
boring as fuck and she doesn't have
And
friends.
a fox ran up and just stared at her and then spit a ball of light into her torso. And
Well,
that's what
technically, Bhutan never says how it just leaves its stomach and enters hers, but for the sake of funny, we say he regurgitated it and just spat it into her stomach.
and that's how she that's that ball of light was some alien creature that gave her this omnipotence. You've done it. You
That is
found a worse
sentient,
writer.
but not, but is, but isn't.
You've done it. You found a worse writer than Onision.
We are very proud of ourselves for that. And by proud, I mean we're sorry.
I know I shouldn't be complaining about characters
I'm
throwing
both proud
tantrums at
and
adults,
ashamed.
but I deadass thought she was still 10 with those tantrums. Right?
Uh huh.
I used to read for pleasure. Genuinely, I was a big reader. Then bad creepy pasta. Oh my god.
Lorasco said, wait, what's the Legolas story? Lorasco, you got a lot to catch up on.
Oh, oh my god. You gotta
Well, here,
watch
we
that one.
can't, let's not give anything too much away. Lorasco, just go back and click on, I think it was,
It's the Hot and Cold Beans pilot.
yeah, it's like 2 episodes away from this one.
Because you need to see what happened to this chapter. Probably it, but you need to hear what sexy voices.
What did it say while doing that? Yeah, we made that joke. Uh, and I'm willing to toss in a couple possible contenders to the worse than Onision title. Oh my god.
Why do you do this to yourself?
Reading feels like work now. I've literally ruined a hobby for myself. Don't worry, I've got a
Aw.
book you guys can read. Excellent, Gemma. We would love for you to come on and read it with us.
And we're willing to tie you up and make you if you don't want to.
No, you don't get this. Like Gemma saying like, "Oh my god, I watched this movie. You got to see it," and then it turns out to be fucking horrible.
Yeah.
That.
Manny, you need to see this movie. It's called The Room.
Nice try.
Okay,
Oh,
Alright.
you haven't seen it?
just
Oh,
realized
I've
that the
seen
base
it.
chapter one is 269.
Double the 69. All
Yes,
right. All right,
I
we got to get
feel
through
funny.
this. It had 13
Let's go.
member nations in the Middle East, Africa, and South America. There were other countries that exported oil, but were not part of OPEC, seeing no reason to have to protect their interests, or simply not wanting to be dependent on the organization's policies. Secretary General Azad, who cares, set out to recruit their membership. Wait, what?
I'm drinking.
The book is These Nuts. God, I still love to read, but I don't read near as much as I used to. You and me both.
Me too. I just haven't really gotten any good recommendations or anything that captured my interest.
Cold granite. Unlike on previous trips abroad, when the handsome 42-year-old pandered to the press, Azad kept a low profile. He traveled without announcements, usually escaping the media, and when he talked to people in the countries he visited, it was done behind closed doors. He sometimes slipped in and out of the country without being noticed. I was aware of all this because the media was talking about it day and night. OPEC had been largely the equivalent of an old ladies' quilting club for many years. Now they were stirring themselves up. The world didn't like it. OPEC no longer had the near monopoly of oil it had before very deep ocean drilling came on, but they still controlled enough of the oil supply to cause a lot of mischief. The United States didn't depend on OPEC much anymore, but Europe and most of the world did. There was only one world price for
That's a
oil.
funny witch.
We had to pay the same price, even if we produced the stuff.
I don't care.
But mischief is a funny word choice for illegal activities. It's like the children. That is so laugh out loud.
The White House announced that the president
I don't know. I'm
would
kind
make
of
a
family too
courtesy
right now.
visit to London to acknowledge the friendship and value of his longtime ally, Great Britain. Nobody was fooled. President Stinson could only be going to London to be in the summit of summits, as it was being called. Fuck off! Why President Stinson didn't call me ahead of time is still a mystery. Maybe she was afraid I would say no to the meeting on the phone. Couldn't say no if she showed up in London.
Maybe she didn't want to rely on an 18-year-old for something very delicate and politically involved.
Yeah. She had come under a lot of criticism for doing nothing when I was trying to get control of Hal and restore the rain.
What could she do?
What was she supposed to do? All right, if we do this rain dance ceremony, maybe that'll help.
Yeah. Hey, yeah. Oh, shucks. I forgot the way dance.
She might have
Jog my
invited.
memory with the memory jogging dance. I also
I
forgot
wish we
the
could
memory jogging
afford
dance.
to buy the option for the Logan McRae books. Yeah, so do I. That would be fucking amazing. And yes, Gemma says, yes, Kenzie, I named Logan after the main character back in 2010, and I managed to tell the author in person.
Aww. That's so wholesome.
Yes. She might have invited me back to the United States, or she might have come to London to help me. She did neither. Supporters said she was preparing the country to cope with the worst possible scenario, which was true, but that's not how things turned out.
But it's how it could have turned out.
I saw the problems under Blair's wing, and critics were slamming her. This visit was partly to repair her image. No. No. She was taking a big risk. If I snubbed her, she would be a political lame duck. Talk
What
about
is your stupid turns of
I
phrase?
I do not want to hear your whore mouth talking about ducks. I'm saying that both to the fictional character of Theresa and to Norman Bhutan. It's also explained on the news, as if to make sure I understood it. So, ellipses, ellipses, ellipses. How loyal was I to my president? Air Force One and the identical backup plane were ready for the president's boarding. We watched the crowd waiting for Veronica Stinson's arrival and Air Force One's departure. The press having little else to yap about, they made a big issue about what kind of reception the president would get from me. Would I be waiting at the airport? Would I snub the president because of what President Martin did? Oh yeah, sins of the father. Great.
What do you think I should do?
I asked Steve.
Meet her at the airport. I'll stay here.
Are you sure?
Yeah, she is our president.
I mean, are you sure you want to stay home? This dialogue is riveting.
I'll just get in the way. The president's husband isn't coming. They'll have to find ways to entertain me somehow while you talk with the press. It would be embarrassing. Besides, I have. Oh no. I have a cute French maid waiting. Oh, thank. Besides, I have a cute French maid waiting for you to leave.
I have a cute French maid waiting for you to leave. What is going on?
Yeah, because she knows he's joking because they both equally hate the French. That's why they're made for each other.
Good night, Rudy.
Night, Rudy.
I hope
Guys,
this doesn't
the
give you
French.
nightmares.
Night, Rudy.
I knew it.
I understood. You understand. Steve wasn't sure what he'd say to Stinson, who was part of the administration of President Martin.
Really? Because he seems to know, he seems to always be the one to handle your press related issues.
Yep.
So, really, this guy who comes and explains all the bullshit because you don't want to talk to people because you're an uppity bitch, he wouldn't know what to say.
Oh, this is-
Ugh.
We can do this, Manny. You know why?
Why?
Because because Allah's on our side. He'll shield us from this quench.
Yes. Make it short. Prime Minister Blair waited at the airport for President Stinson. Arthur and I showed up just before the president came down the stairs of Air Force One, and we agreed to a meeting in the U.S. Embassy. Blair present as a representative of the rest of the world at my insistence.
Yeah, because I'm sure the rest of the world really wants just
Oh,
the leader of one country representing all of them.
it's Great Britain representing the world again. Wow. President Stinson asked me,
How much do you know about OPEC? Not much. They used their oil to blackmail us in 1973. Why do they get worked up now after all that time? Oh god, this is going to be a lot of me, isn't it?
Power was distributed among many nations. We had some, the British had some, everybody had some. They couldn't take on the whole world. Now you have all the power.
I'm drinking for that. Hold on.
They think they can make you cave in and turn you into a slave. That will give them the power they always wanted.
But aren't you making her a slave, America? I mean, you're basically forcing them to do whatever. I guess. I'm kind of lost right now, so maybe I'm just bullshitting myself. But
It's okay.
think about.
Yeah, well, Steve and I have a plan that will take care of them. The sun has lots of carbon. We're going to bring trillions of tons of it to Earth. It can be used to generate electricity at a very low cost. Everybody will switch to electric
And heat up
cars.
the
Oh,
planet.
I'm sure.
And heat up the planet and cause further mass extinctions, guys.
Driving will be almost free.
Who gets this carbon?
Anybody who wants it, even nations that don't like us. The idea is to reduce the need for oil.
How much will you charge for this carbon?
Not a penny. It's free. Yeah, good luck trying to convince capitalist nations on that.
My goodness, that's very generous.
I'm not going to be anybody's slave. They can drop dead.
what, literally?
Yeah, you'll probably make them.
Of course, we don't know what they're planning. It may be nothing, but your plan should limit any damage if they do. I just wonder if you can deliver this carbon quickly in case they turned off the spigots right away.
I can have it here in 2 months. I'm working on it now.
Real quick, I want to read Laraska's comment. Considering Norman's track record on how well anything works, I'm approaching his knowledge of OPEC here with a goddamn tub of salt.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. All right, Blair jumped in. I'm just imagining, like, he's like just standing off to the side, literally just jumps up onto the table. Pay attention to me.
I understand it would take years to change the transportation system from fuel power to electricity. If there is an embargo, there will be hardship.
Oh, wow, like someone actually being realistic for a change. Hang on, I thought I was gonna sneeze. Okay.
We do have our own limited oil supply.
Answered the president.
Offshore drilling technology is advancing more and more quickly every day. We're drilling in 2-mile deep water. An embargo will accelerate drilling times 10, I think.
Hang on. Wait, what happened?
I don't know.
Okay, hang. There we go.
But you're right. The severe embargo would cause hardship. But Teresa's carbon will calm the public nerves, I bet.
Indeed it will. As always, public confidence is a main concern.
Yeah, except that Norman Bouton thinks everyone's a sheep.
Yep.
Why is that?
I asked.
It's alright.
Is this
I think this is you,
me the president?
Raptor.
Okay. The people must believe things will work out well, or their fears will make the situation much worse. During the embargo of 1973, there were absurdly long lines at the petrol station. Petrol because British, you guys. It's this. Do you get it? The Prime Minister was British. Do you get it?
We get it.
Yes,
He's-
indubitably.
But in reality, there was always enough petrol for everybody's needs. It was public fear that caused the long lines and other problems.
Sure.
Yeah, right. President added.
The need for importing oil is far greater today. The problems would be worse.
Why don't we have plenty of offshore oil?
I asked.
Yes, but it's in deep water.
I can bring the land up to the surface.
No,
Oh my god.
no, you can't.
Oh, oh no.
Cool. Get ready for tons of massive earthquakes.
More mass extinctions. Hooray! Teresa's done more mass extinctions than what all humans did during our existence.
You can?
Or your existence.
Sure. I
'Cause I'm
did it
bad.
at the South Pole.
Yeah, the
That would
North
help.
Pole.
How do you raise land?
I slip crushed rock under the land I want to lift up. Hal is nothing but a bulldozer, but he's an awfully big one. I read we're drilling 10,000-foot wells in the Caribbean. I could raise the Caribbean floor to the surface and cause mass earthquakes and tsunamis that'll wipe everyone in South America out. Of course, you understand raising that much ocean floor will take a few months.
Good lord!
Exclaimed Peter Blair. Why are you saying his full name now? We know who he
Because
is.
they're on first name basis. They're homies like that.
Shall we announce this?
Talking. I'm gonna assume
said
it's
it.
Teresa. Because
Oh.
the response is pretty bitchy.
Yeah.
Okay.
And force them to do something. Let's see what OPEC does first. Let the bastards shoot themselves in the foot.
Laraska says, wasn't the always
I have a question before we continue.
exploding rain machine at the North Pole? Yes, it was.
Yeah.
There was a personal matter I wanted to discuss. Oh, of course.
If I provide a cheap source of oil, will it save people a heck of a lot of money, don't you think?
Trillions of dollars a year.
Agreed.
More than the gold people lost?
Many times more, I would think.
Then I don't want any more lawsuits about gold or anything else. I can't be sitting in courtrooms all the time because some people are greedy. I could ignore whatever OPEC does, you know. Wow, you fucking bitch.
Yeah. But you did spell lawsuit correctly this time. Remember before it was 2 words.
Yes.
Understood.
He's learning,
You play
boys.
hardball, Teresa.
Are these balls?
Shut the fuck up.
She said it with a smile.
Funny.
I think
hang on.
she was proud of me.
Drink.
Drink a whole
Even though
fucking
I'm the only one
bottle for
drinking.
that one.
Because you abandoned me.
I am drinking beer.
Wow, you actually have alcohol for once.
Root beer.
You bitch.
No. Root beer is fantastic.
No, but you're leaving me to drink alone.
Yeah, sorry, I have bills to pay.
Now you can just get Natty Light like every
Battery
broke
low.
college kid.
God damn.
What?
Have some standards.
When you're broke, there's no such
Charging
thing.
battery.
Oh my god, this next part.
Yeah, I'm stalling. Okay. Yeah, well, I didn't ask for any of this. I don't deserve to be bullied.
Yes,
I
you
beg to
do.
differ.
Remember,
90%
everyone.
of the gold in the world was dug up centuries ago at very low prices. Now people want me to buy it all back at trillions of dollars of nobody ever paid for it. What? Now people want me to buy it all back at trillions of dollars nobody ever paid for it. Yeah, that's what it says.
Yeah, it still makes no sense. Okay.
And then here we have a threat. They can all drop dead.
All right, and I just want to say, children in the audience, first of all, you shouldn't watch this in the first place. But if you're going to disobey your parents, might as well just go in for a penny for a pound. But nobody deserves to be bullied unless you're Teresa Harden. She deserves to be bullied.
Yeah.
I'll see what I can do. Congress could pass laws exempting your from suits.
Oh my god.
Exempting your from suits.
Yeah, well, aside from that fucking error.
Congress could pass laws. No, they couldn't.
The government can't be sued.
What?
Yes.
What? The government
Yes.
can't be sued? I'm
Yes,
sorry?
it can.
I think you could be included. It wouldn't take a constitutional amendment.
Yes, it would. Yes.
Did no one forget what happened to Richard Nixon?
What's that?
Did no one forget about the Richard Nixon case?
Yeah,
I don't know
kinda.
if he was sued, but he was impeached.
Yeah. He should have been sued.
Or did he leave before he could be impeached? I don't remember.
Yeah, I think he did leave like before he was
Yeah.
going to be impeached.
By the way, there were
Because
massive
he's a coward.
investigations on him.
Yeah.
No, you can very much get into trouble and be sued when you work for the government.
Yeah. I love Cameron's life here. I, the ruler of the world, am being bullied. And Mike, that's not a thing. Though it used to be if Bhutan's looking at pre-21st century law.
Well, he's probably lived that long.
Well, I mean, I lived in the 20th century.
No, I mean even beyond that.
Ah, Teresa. I'm richer than God. Yeah, Nixon did. Yeah, Mike's correct. Nixon did run away. Thank you for confirming. Okay, Blair added.
I'll attempt the same with my European friends. That's a separate matter.
Yeah, just like that.
Leia,
Exemption
British.
for everything.
Europe doesn't like you.
Yeah.
Europe doesn't like Bush.
I'm not even following the rules anymore. I'm just taking a drink every time I need strength.
Fair. Also, Teresa, how dare people want money when I ruin their lives? Seriously.
Oh, I'm sorry. I ruined the world's economy. Stop being greedy.
I've ruined the economy. I've ruined the ecosystem. I've caused mass extinction. Goodbye, Asia. Now we're going to say goodbye, South America.
Goodbye, winter. Goodbye, the North Pole.
Goodbye, polar bears. No, No more detailed ideas about the OPEC situation were possible, because we didn't know what OPEC would do, if anything. Discussion drifted off into general topics. President
The
Stinson asked,
weather. Did you catch the game last night?
well, actually,
Did you hear about this funny channel I found? It's called a Bean Man Mandela. I just saw it
no, do not,
last week.
do
It
not
was so
insert my
funny,
channel
guys.
into this world. It's like, anyone else disappointed with how Game of Thrones is progressing?
I didn't watch it.
President Stinson asked many questions about what I could do with Hal. I had to tell her not much. I had to
What
tell
a
her not
weird
much.
sentence.
Okay, I'm assuming it should say I had to tell her, comma, then in quotation marks, not much.
Or I didn't have to tell her much.
Yeah. I was still in the early stages of breaking the code to control Hal. No, you're not. You're fucking raising miles high water spouts, reshaping
So they couldn't
continents,
fully control Hal. I mean,
stopping entire seasons from existing, taking elements from space and the sun itself.
Yep.
That's not early stage. I was developing new parameters all the time, but couldn't predict all future needs. The meeting eventually ended. Really, I thought it was going to go on forever.
This is the meeting that doesn't end.
Don't you dare. Oh. You got a license for that song.
Jesus, what do you have against pork chop? Or lamb chop? I forgot what the name was. I never watched the actual show.
No. That's like, we need to. Can you crochet us like a little pig puppet, like sock puppet, and be like, this is Pork Chop, he's our new mascot.
I could try.
Yes. This is the Pork Chop Show, people.
Pork chop and beans.
Yeah, it is legally distinct from the Lamb Chop sing-along.
The new show, it's called Pork Chop and Beans.
Yes.
And your beans.
Yes.
what are you people talking about?
I don't know.
We really don't know.
Rafter, we are so broken. We're starting a new kids show, apparently, called Pork Chop and Beans.
Okay, who's the namesake Lamb Chop? What's this Lamb Chop sing-along thing?
It was a really old show back in the day.
Yeah.
It was just a lady with her cute little lamb puppet, and it was... I never saw it, but to my knowledge, it was just sing-alongs and...
Yeah, it was a very wholesome show, but it wasn't anything... I'm not surprised that you haven't seen it.
It was just one of those low-budget...
I am 17.
...shows from... I don't know.
In like the 70s.
Yeah, maybe the 70s. I don't know.
But at the end of the show, the donkey puppet would be like, "This is the song that never ends." And I'm gonna stop singing right there because I don't want to get struck.
Right.
I gotta drop off. Take it easy, Pork Chop and Beans. All right. Thanks, Mike. Talk to you later.
Bye,
Pork and Beans, the names of the frogs that one kid had in Cheaper by the Dozen. I never saw that movie.
And it's been a long time since I saw Cheaper by the Dozen.
Okay. I watched Lamb Chops Play Along. Play Along, that's right, at my grandparents' house. Okay.
Huh. Pork chop. I am big brain.
Hey, it started something great, so.
Yes. I'll look up puppet patterns later.
Yes.
I'm gonna...
Okay,
it'll have to wait after Kay's commission and Mike's commission, though.
Alright.
I say commission as if I charge them.
Yeah.
Mike insists he pays me, but
And we
I
can
think at the most I'll have him pay for a pattern that I like because I can't find anything good.
and Raptor can be the guest, like the friend character. It's like, oh, and here's Raptor Rex and his washing machine. She's like, cool, cool, cool. Pops open. Hi, guys.
Yep.
This is gold. Real gold, not shit that Theresa brought from space.
PBS hire us. PBS kids.
PBS kids hire these people.
I returned to the Parker house. President Stinson went back to the States. She told people in vague terms that I was preparing unspecified actions. The stock market calmed down, and everybody waited for OPEC's move. It does not work that way. President Stinson called in several dozen senators and representatives to explain the gold situation and why I wanted exemption from lawsuits. And they
That's
said,
not
fuck
it works.
no. Like President
Drink
Martin with the big campus police, President Stinson read the congressional representatives the riot act. They went back to the Capitol building swinging bats and asked Congress to pass laws exempting me from lawsuits.
You should both be impeached.
Oh my God.
I don't know if impeached is what you do when you try to kick out a prime minister, but my point stands.
Not many people were against it. Bullshit. Except the lawyers, and nobody cared what they thought. Excuse me. Wow. President Stinson summed it up at a press conference. God, this line.
I'm drinking. Oh, I mentioned Godzilla, remember?
Oh.
Read it, Raptor.
Wait, you want me to read it?
Oh, wait, no, this is President Simpson. I thought this was... I'm sorry, I've been drinking.
Really?
And I haven't been advertising when I've been drinking, so I've kind of been... I've been chugging it.
I'm sorry. Just what Bagel said. When he said they need to be impeached, asterisk, assassinated.
Bagel said it, not me.
Yeah, Bagel Regal. The Bagel Regal says assassinated.
Do not put me on a list.
Oh, you're already on at least one list from reading this story.
I am on PBS Kids list for their new upcoming hit show, Pork Chop and Beans.
We are so
All right, where the
delusional
fuck
right
are
now.
we?
Theresa
Who said
is-
the tough lady?
Teresa's a tough little lady.
I'm gonna drink more for that. Ugh.
If she plays hardball with her own government, she'll be Godzilla to OPEC.
Fuck
Hey
you.
guys,
Fuck you.
I hate that line
guys,
so much.
I have a question. Do you think non-Bhutan hates Eastern people?
Probably. I think Norman Bhutan just hates most people.
Yeah.
Unless they're like,
I mean, okay, so
unless they have superpowers. Which means that Norman Bhutan just hates people.
OPEC
Do you
met
want
its
one of
secret
us to read
session.
for a little bit? You seem worn out.
Yeah, sure.
You want me to read for a little?
Yes, please.
OPEC met in secret session.
Oh, wait, real
Do you
quick.
mean
I want to say that I will be the voice of Secretary General Khaled.
all right? Wait. I don't trust this.
Too late, call it.
Promise me. No. Just promise me that when this stream ends, it will stay up.
Oh, it will stay up. I promise.
It lasted 3 days, indicating to the outside world that there was difficulty in reaching any kind of agreement. Members understood that taking me on was a high-risk gamble. I'm gonna drink to that.
No, Rutan loves his British.
Secretary General Khalid bin Azad droned on for an hour complaining about alleged insults and attacks as OPEC countries and their people had suffered over the years. Steve pretended to fall asleep on the sofa listening to this harangue and snored. I jabbed my elbow in his rib cage because I'm an abusive fuck wit.
Can I ask what hornjid means?
What?
I think that word appeared before. Like hornjid? Hornjid?
Harangued.
Did I ask what that
It basically
whole-
means to slander.
It
Harangue.
says a lengthy and aggressive speech. Thank you, my computer Kindle. Finally, Azad got down to the nitty-gritty.
We seek justice on the world stage. If it is not given to us, we will take it. We demand the
Okay,
operation
now we're
notice
gonna give it to
grounding be
Raptor.
removed from all freedom fighters.
We are now gonna. The part of Azad is now going to Raptor.
Okay,
Wait, I don't trust you either.
No,
we seek justice on the world.
I'm
We
keeping it.
seek justice on the world stage. It's not a thing, we will take it. We demand that the operation
Oh wait, I
notice
didn't.
the grounding be removed from all
Okay,
freedom
okay.
fighters.
I didn't read the in between, Raptor, and I was just kidding. I know he'll calm down. I think we've already heaped on too many roles for you, Raptor, and I feel bad.
I want some more roles.
No, I'm keeping this. I'm keeping this one.
He's gonna fight you for it.
All right, the phrase.
The phrase "freedom fighters" was his
Really
term for the murderous terrorists.
We demand that the white devil Theresa Hartley put $10 billion American
Could you at
every
least
month
slow it down?
into a fund for the world's poor. We demand the land to the west as Israel be returned to the people who lived there before 1947.
Topical.
If these demands are not met, we will sell no oil to the White Devil United States or the White Devil European Union.
Are you proud of yourself?
No?
Norman is racist and the Zionist. This is not cool.
I was in near tears at these outrageous demands. I
Oh, what's with
saved
the
their
what?
lives. I turned their deserts into gardens, and they do this to me. When'd you do that?
Plot twist, this
I don't-
wasn't
I don't get it.
Humanity is just finally broken.
How is this an outrageous demand? This guy saying that
And I
you
turned
should
their
put $10
deserts into
billion
gardens.
for a fund for the most poor. Not like
Teresa,
Middle
even if
Eastern
the
poor,
deserts
the
have
world's poor.
more, Teresa, even if the deserts have more rainfall than normal, that just means that's a lot of wet sand.
Yes.
Steve stared at the television with a fierce frown. Fierce. Yes, Queen. He was livid.
Uniform.
I think this is you, Raptor.
It is. Claim Steve. This is the world we live in. We are going to kill those bastards.
Remember in the early chapters how you voiced him kind of as a serial killer? And
Well,
now it kind of fits.
well,
Okay,
I just kind of sound like a church right now, like a Native American dude who comes to get serial killer. Is trying to do a Duke Nukem accent.
what?
That's what I'm trying to go for, Steve. Just the most unappealing, edgy swords I've ever.
Ah,
Did you hear what my description was?
what?
Was that?
Like my description for Steve's voice.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, good.
Steve started up the computer and did research. He was looking for offshore oil deposits. Raising the Caribbean floor was an option, but came with loads of political questions as to who owned the Caribbean. The Caribbean owns the Caribbean. He wanted a neater solution. After looking up a list of known or suspected underwater oil reserves, he read that there was more oil under the gap between Africa and Madagascar than there was in the Middle East. But not a single oil well had ever been drilled there because the oil companies didn't trust the leftist Madagascan government. So much for that solution. He looked up how this oil had been created. It seemed that millions of years ago, Madagascar had broken off from the eastern side of Africa. Oh, here's
We don't care about upset.
now Bhutan is relaying that knowledge he learned from that one Pangea documentary he watched once and how oil is made.
Please spare us.
The growing gap
Say,
between what was that?
please spare us. Just say like stuff happened. If it's split apart.
Just say a wizard did it.
Yes, a wizard did it. Like a wizard came and split apart Pangea, and that will be it. And not what makes the thing.
The growing gap
was made.
between the two land masses was what created the submarine oil deposits. Well, that was interesting. No, it isn't. Where else had this happened? He turned to plate tectonics. I'm so bored. It's like I'm back in school. Except this is making me dumber. Soon he found something startling. Antarctica was originally connected to Africa right next to Madagascar. Well, yes, all land was connected together until Pangea happened.
I am shocked right now.
Antarctica drifted south and was just beginning to cross the South Pole. The Antarctic coastline on the Atlantic side with the tip of Africa pointed right at the middle was the part of Antarctica that had once been joined to Africa just below where Madagascar had been similarly attached. The coastline of that section of Antarctica still matched the African coastline from which it moved. Two continents were separated by a distance equal to the width of Antarctica, which was a lot of room to play in. Stop treating the world like it's your playground. Except for one tiny, uninhabited, ice-covered island called Bouvet Island, belonging to Norway, there wasn't a single square foot of land in this immense expanse of ocean. I could pay off the Norwegians later.
The land that's covered in ice.
Yeah, I'm just gonna fuck up your country. Here's some money.
It's the last frontier for all winter lovers.
Yeah, thanks.
Maybe
We
I'd
don't
raise
have a
another
country
island for
anymore.
them.
Oh, yeah, that'll do it.
He printed out a map and drew an elongated ellipse along this coastline. He showed it to me and explained why he thought there was oil. I agreed it was worth trying to raise the ocean floor to the surface, but this presented problems. What to do with all that water that would be displaced? Where was the rock under the island to come from? After 2 hours, I developed a plan, of course. You still want me to keep going?
No, I'll take over.
Thank you.
I drew a rectangle on the map Steve gave me. Oh, thank you, Bagel. I'm glad to hear that. It was parallel to the Antarctic coastline that had once been connected to Africa. The rectangle began 200 miles inland from the coast and extended 500 miles further inland toward the pole. You can't do. Oh wait, Antarctic. Okay, yeah, that is still better. It was 1,500 miles long. I was 1,500 miles long. I have Bailey's Almond with coffee, so I'm doing as good as expected. This had to be the most useless real estate in the world. Nobody would miss it. Oh my God, you're going to destroy more.
Did all the ice on Antarctica melt? Or
What?
it's still icy? Did the ice on Antarctica melt? Like usually when you went to?
Probably not, but yeah, it's worthless as real estate, but it's a very, very important landmass.
Yeah, I bet all winter lovers are moving to Antarctica so they can finally enjoy the winter again. Because, you know, if you move winter,
Yes.
it's all stormy. It's all fucked up now. We want to return to normalcy. that she took away from us.
After thinking about it for a while, I drew a thick line from the southwestern corner of the rectangle all the way to the Ross ice shelf. This would be a spillway to bring in water. Steve copied the map and showed it to Arthur.
Arthur, take this map to the Prime Minister.
He
He
pointed
pointed.
to the rectangle I had drawn.
Tell him if there are any people in this rectangle or this line from the corner, they have to evacuate immediately. Theresa will destroy this area in a week, and she doesn't care who's in the way.
What?
I'm drinking. Yes, so constantly she's contradicting herself from, I want to help people so much. I want to bring riches to all these poor countries and make sure everyone is well fed. And I don't want to destroy Asia. Here, Arthur, take my cold-hearted fuck of a wife who doesn't care who she has to kill in a week's time.
Oh my god, I did lose a subscriber.
Oh no. Do you know who?
No. That is horrendous, and I must stop both of you. I wish that's what the butler said, but notice. Very good, sir.
And planes overhead either. They'll be destroyed as well.
And she won't care about those either.
Arthur nodded his understanding. He took up to Blair before you could burp. And before you could burp? Oh, God. That was on television. There was a raging controversy about the line I had drawn onto the Ross Ice Shelf. Some BBC commentators talked about it. Who wants to do this? I don't even volunteer at once.
No, everything just went quiet for me for a second.
Oh. I
What'd
asked
you
who wants to be the BBC person.
I'll do it.
Alright.
As the map shows, I'm not giving him a voice.
Said one of them to her associates.
His. Most of Antarctica is in the Atlantic with only a small amount in the Pacific. A line drawn from the rectangle to the Atlantic would only be 200 miles long, but the line Theresa drew goes 1,300 miles across the continent to the Ross Ice Shelf. Why does she prefer the Ross Ice Shelf?
Hold on.
Who's talking?
Like a BBC commentator. Which shall be me, because I want a voice again.
Okie doke.
Okay. Consider the difference between the Atlantic and the East Coast. The Atlantic and the Ross Ice Shelf. The Atlantic coast has whales, seals, penguins, and nearby boat traffic. There are cruise ships. Much the same can be said for 90% of the Antarctic coastline. The coast around the Ross Ice Shelf has none of these. There is nothing there.
Oh, really? Why is that important?
I must say, it is an intriguing mystery.
I was enjoying this. The next morning,
Shut the
Prime Minister
fuck up,
Blair
Theresa.
called. Arthur handed the phone to me. I assumed it was about Antarctica. It wasn't. And there's no period.
I skimmed podcasts. I got to skim through this pod like a few days ago. And let me tell you, this is something else, guys.
No.
Warning.
I dislike your foreshadowing, Raptor. This is Theresa. What's up?
What's up?
Is really Prime Minister Ben Scheisser flies to London tomorrow morning. He is very concerned and wishes to meet with you.
I dropped the phone on the floor and sat on one of the sofas.
Inconsiderate bitch.
Steve picked up the phone and told the PM.
Hang on, Mr. Blair. We have a problem.
Put the phone down and sat next to me.
Hey, what is the matter?
Yes.
Everybody wants something from me.
God. I said in shock.
I can't do everything.
Oh, bullshit. So he picked up the phone again.
Mr. Blair, did you hear that? I did. Shall I call later? Might be a good idea, sir.
He hung up the phone.
Mr. Parker was right.
I said,
I shouldn't have gotten involved in politics.
Parker replied, I've reconsidered my statement. It was inevitable you would be involved. You have power. Somebody was sure to try to get it from you. Now consider who could do this. Governments couldn't do it. The only hand they have to play is military. What?
No. That's what diplomats are for.
The United States and all Western countries would come to your aid if a government tried to blackmail you with military power. But OPEC had the oil card to play. There's no defense against that. OPEC would have challenged you even without the grounding of the terrorists. We were enthralled by Parker's remarks. He was no fool.
Are you sure about that?
But his assessment didn't help me, and I said,
I read a short story. I don't
good
care.
for you.
A Hindu god told a prince, I will give you all wisdom and immortality if you come up my mountain and live with me forever. The prince agreed. People heard about him. For 1,000 years they came up the mountain to ask his advice about their problems. Finally he threw himself off a cliff and killed himself. He left a message behind. It read, Too late I learned the curse of having what others want. No one wants to be in your position.
Mr. Parker wore frowns. He couldn't think of anything to console
Oh
me.
no. He's frowning.
It was
Oh
Mrs.
dear,
Parker
he's
who saved
frowning.
the day.
What voice did I give for? Oh yeah, it was Toby. It was imitating Toby, imitating a woman. The prince had nobody who loved him.
I smiled. Mrs. Parker said the right thing.
Nobody loves you.
Huh.
I
It's
looked at
happy
Steve.
because that person hates himself. Way.
Really? It seemed like the god loved him considering he wanted the prince to live with him forever.
The guy just wanted a roommate.
Sounded to me like the Hindu god was a simp. I looked at Steve. What do I do?
If it's a guy, then he's just a king complimenting another king.
No, he is simp. What do I do about Israel? I don't know. We don't have to come up with.
I thought this was Steve.
Oh, I thought this was. Oh yeah, you're right. I don't know what's going on anymore.
Oh, is it Steve or Miss Parker?
It's you.
Okay. I don't know. We would have to come up with something in 5 minutes. Tell Blair, you will see the guy. He might have a few ideas.
Arthur, would you get Mr. Blair back?
Go fuck yourself. No, again, sadly, he says, happily, madam. You reached Blair.
Mr. Blair, I don't know what I can do, but I'll meet with him. You don't know what you can do. You don't even know what the problem is yet.
He is also at a loss. Perhaps the meeting will inspire us to commit more crimes.
Okay, we'll work on ideas.
Arthur drove us into London Wednesday morning so we could have a long leisurely lunch at a first-class restaurant.
Did you dress inappropriately for that too?
Shortly, shortly before we arrived at number 10, we were ushered into the PM's residence where the two prime ministers waited in a nearby office. Arthur had to wait in another room.
Sorry, Arthur.
I said,
This is very sensitive stuff.
I fully understand, madam, he answered with his standard reassuring smile. We were conducted into the meeting room. Steve carried a briefcase containing the sensitive stuff. Typical greetings and handshakes were exchanged, and we all sat down at a table. Prime Minister Scherzer's face was grim. He'd all but given up finding a solution to the crisis. It would take a miracle. I noticed his mood and gave him a big smile to indicate things weren't so bad.
For you, miss, I'm like a trillionaire.
Dugan more like Sim Dugan. Got him. His return smile indicated encouragement. Blair began the discussion.
Prime Minister Shaws, I graduated from your West Point.
Still you, Raptor.
I know, but I'm just confused on what West Point is. I mean, probably just dumb.
Gotcha.
Okay. Really?
Said Steve.
I thought it was only for Americanos.
I'm guessing
It was
this
like
is
line.
the other prime minister who wants it.
All right. What's like an Israeli accent?
What?
Hila from H3H3? I
Otto.
don't know.
Yeah.
She's from Israel.
Otto.
They're international students. A classmate was a Saudi prince. I don't even know what that was.
Oh, well, turns out
Oh,
we
wait.
don't even have to
Yeah,
give him an accent.
He spoke English like an American. Thank God. Thank God for
Breaking
Bhutan's
news, guys.
racism.
A foreigner is speaking the tongue of the Queen of England. How shocking, you guys. It's like other people can learn other languages. Oh my god, this is so fucking shocking, guys. I am surprised. Okay, we got over.
This is you, Raptor. This is Steve.
Okay. Not your roommate, I hope. What can we do for you, sir?
It was evident to everybody that Steve would do all the talking.
Yeah, because you're an uppity bitch.
I stayed out of it to let the old world Scherzer have a dignified male bull session with Steve.
Oh yeah, is that why, and not because you think you're above everyone?
Oh boy, they're getting all the massage oil now. It was being deliberately deferential.
Was that a pun?
What?
That sounded like a pun.
Was what a pun?
The whole massage oil thing.
Oh, what would that be a pun about?
Misogyny.
Wow. That'd be weak.
Mm-hmm. Got my eye on you, bitch. Anyway.
We are surrounded by enemies. We fought them off many times, but this new embargo looks like it will be a long one. I'm not sure we can depend on our friends to stand by us. He stopped. That settled it. It was clear that this guy and Steve were going to do most of the talking. Boom, done. Sure had no ideas about what to do.
Who's talking now?
I think that's Steve.
Wait. Yeah, it's Steve.
Okay. Well, sir, I think we can all agree your friends will stay with you long, abandon their cause and walking to work. can't give in to these bastards' demands. As we say in America, I have good news and bad news.
I don't think that's
That
just an American saying.
The bad news is that you can't stay where you are. We're just gonna clobber these bastards, and when they find out what's going on, they'll be mad as killer bees, and they'll swarm all over you. The good news is that Theresa can give you a new homeland.
The
She has
good
two
news
plans,
is that
A
Theresa
and B.
can give you a homeland. A new homeland. Oh my god.
Plan A is a move in Israel.
Hello, we have a lovely cricket in the chat.
Hi, Cricket.
He pulled a map of Israel out of the briefcase. Red lines drawn with a felt marker separated Israel into 3 parts. The middle part was trapezoid shaped. Raptor's mic sounds like it's on speed.
Oh. Well, my kid's pretty shit, so it's probably just buffering. But anyway, the trapezoid section is moved west into the Mediterranean. That makes it possible to move the northern part of Israel south for a few miles. And the west is moved into west into the Mediterranean. Finally, the southern part is moved north a few hundred miles, and then west into the Mediterranean. The parts are put together in between Italy and Greece here.
He indicated the place on another map showing the entire Mediterranean Sea.
Well, what is with this plan is it doesn't give you anything, and fishermen will complain that you're ruining their business.
What's plan B? Steve smiled.
I knew you would like plan A. Plan B is Theresa can raise an island for you at the ocean floor.
Cameron says, as we
Oh,
say,
there's still so much in this chapter.
Cameron says, as we say across the entire English language. Oh yay! We're at the point where Theresa saves the Jews. God. He pulled
If
out
she
a
parts the Red Sea, I am fucking done. I am done.
He pulled out a crude drawing of an island. It was in the shape of the Star of David.
Oh my god.
What? No.
It's been fun, guys.
This has to be a joke.
This whole book is a joke. Because they're Jews, get it? So surely they want their own new homeland to be in the shape of the Star of David.
Very progressive, Theresa. You're totally not racist. Well, not actually. This plan is totally not unintentionally anti-Semitic or anything. You are very progressive, Norm. Good job. But anyway, this island will be 500 miles wide, which is something like 20 times the area you have now, and every square inch will be fertile soil.
Raptor, if I just may interrupt real quick. So,
yeah.
Israel, the people of Israel, there's something kind of going on there, Bhutan, between Jewish people and what, Pakistanis?
Yeah.
Both who think that what?
Palestinians.
Palestinians. Yes, I'm sorry. I'm very tipsy. But they're kind of both saying, "Hey, this is our homeland. No, this is our homeland." And neither one really are showing any signs of wanting to relocate. It's not the fact that so just by offering them bigger land, they're just going to be like, "Okay."
God.
It's more of a this is our home kind of thing. And the principle of that.
Yep.
I'm done.
Anyway, each arm of the star has 200-foot mountains to catch the wind and give you fresh water. They will also be great ski resorts in the. They will also be the greatest ski resorts in the world.
Because that's what
Takes like
the
ski slopes, more than
Israelis
walks in the
really
desert.
care about. Tourism.
Yeah.
It's
I'm
like
here laughing. Why am I finding this so funny? The tourism trade will explode. The problem with this plan is that it will be months before it is habitable. You may have to put up somewhere. Maybe your friends in New York and Florida
All right. Well, what about all the other people in Israel?
fuck them.
Cameron says, I know many Catholics. I know that 90% of them would take great umbrage if their new homeland was in the shape of a crucifix. I can't imagine it's much different for Jewish people. Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah.
Hello, Crick. By the way, I was away from the stream for a minute. Can you let the Riddler know that nobody would fault him for getting rid of Norman Bhutan? Yeah,
Please.
please, Cricket.
Like, Bhutan really just came in and said, we should take the Israelis and push them somewhere else.
Oh, God.
Okay,
How can
only
she
Mel
raise
Brooks can get away with that shit.
How
Yep,
can she
Mel
raise
Brooks is funny and talented. That's what's found by Mac 1.
How can she raise an island? Apparently, he liked this plan better.
Of course, because Jew.
His only personality is Jew. It's really not offensive at all, guys. Anyway, very simple. She cuts out 2 slabs of bedrock, crushes one into gravel, and packs it under the other slab. She started before underwater in the South Pacific, close to the poles. We have bets on how long oceanograph, ocean, oh, the oceanographers will take to
We have bets.
find the
Reshaping the
site.
world against its will is just nothing but a fucking game to us.
Oh, Blair quietly listened as we explained that.
Stop
Alright,
quoting me.
no. You already heard it when President
Quote
Simpson
me,
visited.
quote
He
me right
said,
now for saying I am in excruciating pain. Please help. Please, I know, please.
we hear you. I will help.
Quote me.
Scherzer said, if OPEC had known of these powers, they might not have made their demands.
How do they not know of these powers? Isn't that the whole point?
Steve and I were shocked. Scherzer had made a good point.
No, he didn't.
Oh, a little knowledge shared with the world might have prevented this mess. Were we to blame? Yes, we're to blame
Yes.
for literally everything. Blair intervened.
Mr. Prime Minister, these young people are not experienced in diplomacy. That's why I
Yeah.
sent them here.
And yet they're somehow able to win over the entire
Bagel Bagel says, stop quoting me, Kenzie Cullen 2021.
Fuck you, Bagel.
Meta.
Actually, Riddler
Very
would
Fuck
be
meta,
you.
celebrated
indeed.
if he did. Perhaps even respected. Yeah, I'm with Cameron. I would pay Riddler to do this. Yeah, well, Blair had already known I could do something with the Earth's surface. Where was he when this mess started?
Well, where were you, Teresa? You were inflating those black places.
Where was Teresa
Like,
Hartley when the Westfold burned?
where was Teresa during 9/11? Where was Teresa?
Just Come on, let's keep
During
going.
the 1979 Cincinnati disaster at the Who Council of 5 fans
Raptor, just please
Okay,
keep reading. I
go.
want to lie down soon.
Okay.
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 Hello, Kay. Let's leave it behind. Where were we?
The island. Where is it?
Anywhere you want. I assume you are not interested in the Indian Ocean. Well, then you're choosing the North Atlantic.
Why the fuck are you assuming?
You'd be right. Steve pulled him out a map of the North Atlantic, showing the lands around it.
You have to avoid that red line down the center. That's where the volcanic thermal vents are. You might choose to be close to New York, but then you will be refueling stop and transfer points for planes crossing the Atlantic. That could be a good business.
And would it be? I think he means you would be.
No, he's saying if you're too close to New York,
Oh, okay.
you wouldn't be a refueling stop.
Okay.
Which again, he's just assuming because greedy Jews, I guess. Hey, you could be close to New York, but money.
It's almost like a moment's anti-Semitic guys. Isn't it shocking?
Yep. Blair added,
This is amazing, Mr. Prime Minister. A traveler from any city in the world can go to any city in the old world with only one stop on your island. The savings are tremendous. Existing airports can't do this because none is large enough to handle the planes.
Prime Minister Scherzer was sold. He thought a moment. I'm leaning towards Plan B, but I'm not sure my people will give up Israel.
You think?
Steve answered. Oh my god.
Please help me, guys. I'm in pain. Please help us. We've been trapped in this basement for 5 years, guys. Please, we need help.
Nope. Read
Please.
it.
Please, this is not a joke anymore. Okay. They have two choices. Stay and be exterminated. Or be exterminated to every last man, woman, non-binary person, and children, or child. Or leave. And I don't think there is a third alternative.
Why is there no comma between man and woman?
I don't know.
Why is Bhutan so stupid?
Why are we here to suffer?
There isn't. Can you move Jerusalem to the island? We were startled. We never thought of that. What an idea!
Yeah. Easily. Wait. Theresa?
It's a piece of cake.
Steve offered a felt pen for marking the spot.
Why do we care that's a fucking felt pen?
Scherzer asked, where will you get soil for all that land?
That's a very interesting question, sir. The ocean floor is covered in hundreds of feet of mud. It's hundreds of millions of dust, years of dust and micrometeorites, full of microbes, the most fertile soil on the earth. When Theresa raises the island, she'll have to sway most of it back into the ocean, leaving 20 feet.
A lot of it's also mixed with sand.
And
For your nice
because
cool trying times. Kenzie, would a glow stick make you feel better?
No, nothing can make me feel better right now. Except pizza.
I just want some coffee to cope.
Are there mountains on the ocean floor? Steve smiled.
You don't miss a thing, do you, sir?
Simp.
It's my job.
One of the apostrophes are backwards.
What?
I just noticed that. One of the apostrophes, wait, it's my
Oh, yeah.
job part is backwards. I'm so bothered by that for some reason. I don't know why. There were tens of thousands of them everywhere. Extinct volcanoes from tectonic plate movements. So we said we'll have to push most of them back into the sea.
Cameron says, "Can you move Jerusalem?"
I wonder.
I'm done. Bhutan is too stupid to be real. I refuse to believe any human can be this stupid and still be able to breathe without assistance.
Well, he's also very old, so he probably has an oxygen tank.
Scherzer was satisfied with that.
And racism and anti-Semitism. Like,
He moved the felt pen over the map and chose a spot near the middle of the Atlantic at a latitude matching New York. That would put it right in the center of many commercial airplane routes between the United States and Lower Europe, making air transport far more profitable. Oh, here's more ass kissing.
a good choice, sir. Theresa will start working on it today.
Prime Minister Scherzer was hesitating to respond. Quietly said, "As much as the Star of David warms our hearts, it's not the most practical design. Can we change it?" You mean it's a very offensive design?
Finally, at least some voice of reason. Still, the fact that you're going along with it at all really shows how much Bhutan just thinks literally everyone's a sheep. But
Sure. It was something we flew together last night.
we can tell you, racist fuck knuckle.
Steve turned the map of Israel upside down to the blank side. Pulled a handful of Seven's briefcase. I was about to say he turned it upside down. He realized the star was still in the same shape.
It's all yours, sir.
Blair was right on the ball with this one.
Hold on! I'll call for a piece of parchment! What is parchment?
Paper.
Mm-hmm.
An aide was
It's just
summoned.
paper.
Yeah. With a piece of parchment
What's so
and left.
different? What makes it so special that it earns its own name?
I don't know. Blair pulled out
Okay.
his expensive fountain pen and said,
Use my pen, Mr. Prime Minister! It has Indian ink! It will never fade!
Churchill took the pen and went to work designing his new country. He started with the circle and outreach. Yeah, all you had to do is there, circle, done.
You don't think that maybe your people would want to say in what their new country looks like?
He drew 30 projections along the perimeter.
Okay. What are those?
Peninsulas, 20 miles long and 5 miles wide. Okay, so it's official. Everyone does like exact measurements like this.
Yep.
Got it.
On the western side of the circle, he drew 2 adjacent peninsulas in the shape of opposing L's, coming into each other out at sea. Protected harbor, he explained. Okay, so citizens have opinions? Nonsense! He drew a similar protected harbor on
silly
the
me.
eastern side. He indicated Jerusalem was to be next to the western harbor. He drew a cluster of mountains in the middle of the island. Using his topographical map knowledge, he indicated elevations in meters. Elevations in meters, he said. Redundancy, Department of Redundancy. At a large valley in the middle of the mountain cluster, he indicated an area with a negative elevation. That is, it was below sea level now. A lake, he said. And here, Mommy, I drew a lake. He drew circular contour lines here and there around the island to indicate hills of 50 meters in height. He drew two circles close to the harbors and know that they were to be flat as a billiard table. Airports, he said. He took a final look at the design and turned it around for Steve to look at. Steve didn't even study it. Instead, he handed it to me for my signature. I signed the map at the bottom using Blair's pen.
Raptor. Raptor.
Oh, we lost him.
I think he finally just decided to give up.
Oh, there he is.
Okay, yeah. Internet cut out. What did I miss?
Well, for one, you
You're
sound a
up.
lot better now. But you're on your signature.
Okay. Your signature to a historical document.
Oh, you were sounding better. Steve suggested the Prime Minister. Churchill also signed with Blair's pen.
You can send us a copy, sir. Keep the original. It'll be a good piece for a museum of Jewish history, along with my anti-Semitism.
At this, the Prime Minister had trouble keeping control of his emotions. Thank you, he said with a frog in his throat. And thank you, Mrs. Hartley.
You're welcome. You took no part in this.
That stupidity is character. I said with a proud smile. Prime Minister
No,
Blair
I am still
jumped.
alive, but I am in intense pain, and I need help. Please
Prime,
send help.
We're almost done. We're
Prime
almost
Minister
done.
Blair literally jumped in again.
How will you club the bastards?
Still you. This is Steve.
Okay. Well, sir, technically speaking, Theresa won't do a thing to them. In 7 days, she will raise a large area of ocean floor between Antarctica and Africa. We believe this area has trillions of barrels of oil. It will all belong to Theresa. She will sell the oil on the world market for $20 a barrel. No limits. The OPC will still make a little money. They should thank her.
Talking here. Just assume it's Blair. Raptor.
Okay. I wonder if they will attack Israel at all. Why would they? They may blackmail us with an attack on Israel if page Teresa's oil island brings the profits down. The funny thing is that she has to supply oil to frustrate their oil embargo. They'll be clobbering themselves. Who knows about these plans? Only the four of us in this room. The politicians are hiding under their desks. Teresa has to do it all. Against Hollywood's other oil islands? Sure, they all belong to her. The oil islands be protected. Teresa is an American. She would say the islands are under the laws of the United States. Who's going to argue? How can Israel be evacuated quickly enough so Israelis will not tax? Theresa plans on raising a land which from Israel to Crete. They can move to Europe from there at their own pace. Mr. Mr. Uh, look, I can't do this anymore. At least enough right now. I I'm breaking down.
Do you want someone
I'm
to
going.
cover your lines,
Yes, but I'm going right now.
Manny?
Uh, Mr. Scherzer will have to make plans to move all their valuable possessions quickly. Decisions must be made ahead of time. Yeah, but keep it a secret until the last minute. Agreed. What can Prime Minister Scherzer tell his people? I just want to read Bagel's comment here. Thought Raptor was raptured for a second there. Cameron's, it's
Ah,
clobbering
I get
time.
it.
This guy apparently. Wow, that was a tough one. What could people be told without precipitating an early attack? I watched Steve ponder it a minute. Teresa needs time to prepare for the evacuation. Tell him Teresa could destroy the world. I'm sorry, what?
uh,
Oh, oh boy. Tell them as long as she's around, they're safe. Tell them the bastards are crazy if they push her too far. There's no stopping her. Let them sweat for a change. Blair asked a question that shook us. It will take many
Okay, I think I can
days.
take over now.
Okay.
Oh, I feel covered now. It will
Good
take
boy.
many days to move millions of Israelis across the bridge. It won't be possible to keep assassins from infiltrating the crowds. In the darkness of the night, people will find in the dark of the night. I forgot what's the song. Anyway, they will shoot many thousands of Israelis.
Steve's face was frozen, but you could tell from his eyes he was stunned. Blair was right. He stated the obvious. Assassins couldn't be spotted in the dark. They'd have a
go
field day with the
figure.
Israelis. Steve sat there thinking, but this was one problem that seemed really too difficult to solve.
How much you want to bet he'll think of
Oh my
something?
god, no, no, no.
Who's saying this? Blair or Steve?
I think this is Steve.
Are you saying Teresa needs to give the Israelis 24-hour daylight? I merely
No!
stated the problem.
I said, oh wait, this is Teresa. Oh wait, no,
I
yeah,
would
I
have
said,
to be God to do that.
Who,
oh my god,
who
no.
prime minister?
It was a tense moment. The two prime ministers' eyes showed they were worried I might be being pushed too far. Would I walk out on them? Scherzer eased the tension. We're not asking for more miracles. What you've given us is a miracle enough. Blair tried to further distance everybody from the 24-hour daylight idea. He turned to Scherzer.
Mr. Prime Minister, are you satisfied with what we did?
I am. Mrs. Hartley saves my people.
She hasn't done shit. Oh, thank God, it's over.
What the fuck was that?
Oh my god, that was fucking awful. That was the worst one so far.
This was rough.
Considering the last one,
I know I say
yes,
that every week, but this one, oh God.
Uh,
I want to fly away now. I just want to fight.
I want to
nobody
lie
blame me.
down.
This guy thinks he actually has the talent to pull off an exodus in his story. This book hurts me physically, mentally, and emotionally. I'm sorry, what miracles have
Same
happened
here.
in this book? They're not so much miracles, Kay, as they are extinction level events. Um, Well, for everyone who's still in the chat, I sincerely thank you for sticking with us through this.
We're sorry. If there
Yeah.
was any good thing to come out of this stream, it's the launch of pork chop and beans.
Yes. And I thank everyone who stayed subscribed to me. Teresa
I
does
wonder who
realize
left.
I actually lost 2.
Wait, what?
I went from 51 to 49.
That might be like a YouTube thing.
It could be, but it was right after I did that voice. Teresa does realize she is
Oh, you're
basically
right.
God, right? She reshaped the planned surface at will with few negative consequences. Yeah. So that was great, right, everyone? Fuck you, Bagel.
If you guys unsubscribed as a joke after Manny did that voice, please subscribe back.
Yes, please.
And fuck you, Bagel.
Like, yes, please. Seriously, please do. Like, you guys know that that's all jokes.
We went too far, man.
My brain. It's in pain. I'm in pain.
We're all in pain, bud. We're all in pain.
So, thank you guys for stopping by. We're probably going to be doing streams a little bit early from now on because of I'm changing my work hours are being changed. So I'll let you all know more in Beanhaven. So yeah, it should just be Wednesday. I'll be back for hot and cold beans, and Thursday we'll be back for yeah. So please remember to like, comment, subscribe, or resubscribe. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you guys next time. Same bean time, same bean channel.